But what I really wanted to focus on was I get consistent questions about, well, do I need to know the math of data science? Do I need I heard that such and such a company asks about DSAs. DSAs seem to be a popular thing last week that I was questions on. What algorithms do I need to talk about in the interview or things like that? I keep on hearing about kind of like these code and these math and these like data questions for interviews. And really the thing I kind of thought about, is kind of weighing on my mind a little bit. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Was that, if you're walking into interviews thinking about these data structures and math, and you've already lost, right? I mean, why show up? You might as well stay home. Because really, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to outmath everyone? You're going to outcode everyone? Coding and math is kind of like money, right? There's always somebody out there who has more money than you. There's always somebody out there who's better at math than you, better at code than you, right? I mean, I've been coding for 20 plus years, and I still find, YouTube videos that I'm in awe of people who can do amazing things with code, right? So you're not going to walk into an interview and like outcode everyone. It's kind of dumb, right? You just stay home if that's your plan, right? Your plan for getting a data science job should be about you, about your individuality, your creativity, the work that you've put in, the portfolio that you've built from your own projects from scratch, not from your school projects or other projects, but things that you've done on your own that you investigated, right? When you start talking about those things, then you're really standing out, right? Then you're really, kind of, putting yourself a little bit ahead of everybody else, because we all know that it is competitive to get data science jobs, especially if you want to get like a remote job or something like that, right? So when you're talking about, well, I need to know the math, I need to know the DSAs, and all, you're just talking about going with the crowd at that point, right? You're swimming with the fish at that point, right? Because that's the same thing everybody else is going to be talking about because it got popular on the internet or on Twitter or whatever, right? But you really want to try to find ways to stand out and be beyond that, because you're not going to outmath the world, right? You're not going to outmath 10 candidates, even if that's what you're up against, right? There's always somebody better than you. So I kind of want to, make sure that, we're talking a little bit more about that, because I really just kind of, honestly, I get a little bit sad when I see those questions about, individual math or coding questions. Well, you've lost, right? That's probably not going to be a winning strategy in the long run. If you do get a job, it's probably kind of like almost like a randomness element to it, right? So don't look for ways to join everybody else. Look for ways to stand out from everybody else. Your portfolio, the study you put in, the way you carry yourself, your manners, your communication, how you explain your projects and are clearly able to articulate what you've done and what those skills mean to other people. Those are the things that are, me as a hiring manager, you're going to catch my eye at that point, right? When you can explain things for yourself, or introduce yourself in a proper way, or things along those lines. So I'm going to stop there. Maybe that's going to spark some ideas or some questions for you. Feel free to put them in the chat. But just keep that in mind. Try to be an individual. Try to stand out. Don't chase the trends, because then all you're doing is becoming one of the crowd. Okay?